was merely a suggestion. Whether you heed it or not is up to you, miss.
Now this is the... How did the voice actor make himself sound like Zayne but also make him British? I don't understand.
It is only proper that I patronize our local produce.
I can't take this seriously. Okay, right. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're carrying on straight where we left off. I've not long just finished recording Raphael's Sunsets on the Canvas. We're now on Dawn and Devotion. Now the reason I'm playing this now, I was going to wait till later in the week, but I have just been notified that we have been given an amber weather warning for heat in the UK, which means that Mimberly ain't going to be able to record for like at least 2 to 3 days next week. So I ain't risking it for a chocolate biscuit because the chocolate's going to melt. We're going to just play this now. Oh, God, I hope I can get enough done in time. These heat waves are so erratic at the moment. They're just making our lives so much harder. So please be patient with the UK content creators this week.
I entreat you to attend to your niece. She has conducted herself most oddly this morning.
Oh God, right, I've never watched this, so this is going to be interesting. Sturdy arms block my path when I try to reach the study's door. Ready to fight, Mrs. Ross arches her eyebrows. I find an opening and duck into the space beside her. Then I slam the door shut with a bang.
Why are you suddenly in such a bad temper? Your fiancé's carriage will be arriving shortly.
Oh God, he's my fiancé? Oh, okay.
He has travelled all the way from the capital. Will you not grant him at the very least a brief audience? You are being most unreasonable.
I press my back against the door with all my strength. Ma'am, I've told you already. You're mistaken. I'm not engaged to anyone, and I have no intention of meeting any fiancé. The knock-in turns from hurried to urgent to frantic. The thick oak door shudders, and the impact reverberates on my spine. Oh, God. Oh, dear. I quickly look around the room, and my gaze lands on a long leather sofa. We put it in front of the door, didn't we? 10 minutes later, I collapse onto the sofa that's pushed up against the door. I exhale. Oh, this should hold them off for a while. I was watching a movie with Zayne earlier. How did I wind up in this mansion? Well, funny you should ask him, see? An hour ago, we were watching an old film at a new private theatre movie theatre in Lincoln. The story follows a squire's daughter and a nobleman who were betrothed from a young age. But a misunderstanding drove a wedge between them, and they eventually drifted apart. Years later, the misunderstanding was cleared up, but the two were already married to someone else. All that remains is a nod of farewell on the stone bridge where they first met. The glow of the scene danced across our clasped hands as Zayne lowered his voice and shared his thoughts about the leading actor's choices. Nodding at times and retorting occasionally, I cradled the popcorn. It was a normal experience. When we reached the final scene, the fog on the screen suddenly billowed out. It spread before my eyes and covered everything. When my vision cleared, Zayne was gone. The popcorn, the screen, the entire room had vanished without a trace. In front of me was an unfamiliar dining table, and on the other side was an incessantly chatty woman, Mrs. Ross. Judging by the decor and their clothes, this place is nothing like Lincoln. If anything, it reminds me of that movie we were watching. I still remember how another hand held mine a few seconds ago. I lift my hand. Zayne, where is he now? 1,000 possibilities rush into my head and tangle up into a messy ball of yarn. I have no idea how to unravel it. I stare up at the unfamiliar ceiling, feeling lost. Sensing a faint metaflux fluctuation from the bookshelf, I sit up. I think for a bit before walking over and pulling out the book. I open the heavy cover. On the title page, decorated with an intricate pattern, several lines of dark ink slowly appear. Hello, Miss Mimberly. Not creepy in the slightest. Thank you and Mr. Zayne for coming to Subdimension Cinema and choosing to watch Two Impressions. This movie world exists for the two of you. We invite you to cast aside your worries and enjoy the story. Movie world? Where is Zayne? How do we get out of here? My mother is calling me. Hold on. Mama Mim takes priority. One moment. Okay, right, I'm back. Mama Mim's all fine. Don't worry. Movie world. Where is Zayne? How do we get out of here? Silence. Then there's a crisp clap as the book closes. Huh? When I open it again, the words on the title page are gone. Refusing to give up, I flip through dozens more pages, but all of them are blank. I have no choice but to set it aside for now. At least I know for sure that Zayne is somewhere in this world too. I just need to find him, then we can figure out a way to leave together. I walk slowly to the window, my gaze wandering to the world outside the glass pane. Although the morning rain has left a veil of mist over the distant meadows, I can still see a stone bridge in the distance. It's the bridge where the protagonists first meet and where they said goodbye for the last time. I guess I'm the leading actress in this movie now. In that case, could my fiancé be... My thoughts are interrupted by a measured knock on the door, and then a familiar voice speaks from the outside.
Yes. May I request a private word with you?
Oh, God. As I shoved the sofa out of the way, I mentally kicked myself for choosing the heaviest one to block the door. Hot damn. At last, the study door opens slightly. There's a young, elegant face of a man. Zayne, I was wondering where I could find you. Thank... I reach through the gap, but Zayne quietly takes a half step back.
Miss, I must forego the liberty of kissing your hand, for it would be improper given our current circumstance.
There's bloody water bottle in it! Oh my God, it's going to channel my inner British now.
Do allow me to introduce myself. I am Zayne.
He does look so good in this outfit, though. Oh, okay. Huh? It's just confusion. In the parlour, I sit at the opposite end of a long table from Zayne, trying to make sense of the situation. Okay, let me go through everything again. Your name is Zayne. He seems slightly bewildered, but he nods. You're a cardiac surgeon at Oxo Hospital. You live in the Imperial Ring District. You're a cardiac surgeon at Oxo Hospital in Lincoln City. A flicker of confusion crosses his face, but I'm not going to stop just yet. Macaroons are your favourite dessert, and you hate carrots.
Miss, we share the same desire. I am here to annul our engagement.
Okay, hold on. Just to make sure I am understanding the situation, I need to quickly Google what annul means. Because I cannot remember whether it means they want to reinstate it or if they want to cancel it. Let's have a look. Oh, to annul means to officially declare something illegally... To annul means to officially declare something legally invalid, void, or non-existent as if it never happened. The term is commonly used to cancel marriages, contracts, laws, or votes. Absolutely fucking not.
You need not affect displays of disorderly conduct in hopes of giving me a negative impression.
And now I know for sure. The Zayne before me doesn't remember anything about Lincoln City. At this moment, he is the noble, wealthy, young bachelor from the movie. He's also under the impression that I'm desperately trying to break off the engagement, and he has no plans to change my mind. So the Zayne in the movie also wants to break off the engagement.
If there are no objections to annulling the engagement, we should settle the matter of compensation.
Huh?
I intend to hand you Morley Manor, one of my estates.
Excuse me? For the next few minutes, Zayne briefly explains what I'll receive. I know he's wealthy in this movie, but the sheer generosity of this offer still leaves me flabbergasted. Hold on, wasn't I the one trying to break off our engagement? Why are you giving me all this?
Morley Manor belonged to your grandfather prior to being sold. One could say I am merely returning it to its rightful owner. You will thus be spared the inconvenience of residing in a small, dreary abode together with distant relatives.
I sigh, but I can't stop myself from asking one last hopeful question. Is there nothing else you want to say to me? With a serious expression, he thinks for a few seconds.
Should you be concerned about gossip following the dissolution of our engagement, my father has a cousin, Lady Herlin, who will soon be visiting the county. She enjoys considerable esteem in the capital, and the young noblewomen she takes under her wing never fail to distinguish themselves during the social season.
And when is this social season?
Every year in late spring, distinguished families host balls and charity dinners. It is a time for young ladies and gentlemen to present themselves and get acquainted.
So you're annulling our engagement and encouraging me to meet other people?
It is merely a suggestion. Whether you heed it or not is up to you, miss.
Now this is the... How did the voice actor make himself sound like Zayne but also make him British? I don't understand.
If you wish, I can arrange for you to meet my aunt at the manor.
I breathe in. Run out. I remind myself that getting upset with a Zayne who doesn't remember anything is pointless. Alright, I'd like to meet Lady Hurlin. By the way, will you be staying at the manor as well? The astonishment in Zayne's eyes is unmistakable.
After our engagement has been annulled, it would be improper of us to meet as frequently. I have some matters to attend to in the capital. Once everything is settled, I doubt not that we shall meet again.
The refusal in his words is clear, yet it was delivered so politely that it's hard to be offended. I maintain eye contact with him for a while, and the assumption in my heart slowly solidifies. On the surface, Zayne has taken care of every last detail. The terms are generous. Everything has been arranged with my best interests in mind. But in reality, it's his way of neatly ending an engagement he never wanted and drawing a clear line between us. I have to admit Zayne is thorough. I look down at my hand resting on the teacup and refuse to let the small sting of disappointment spread. I still don't know how this world works, but I know one thing for certain. I can't let Zayne walk out of my life. I accept your conditions. However, to suddenly take over a massive estate, I'm not even sure where to begin. I was hoping you might be able to spare some time to advise me, Mr. Zayne. Perhaps we can start after you return from the capital?
But...
Sensing he's about to refuse on the grounds of propriety, I quickly add, of course we'll only converse during formal occasions where Lady Hurlin is present, such as afternoon tea. Surely you wouldn't turn down a small favour for your former fiancé, Mr. Zayne?
Very well.
Zayne places a hand on his chest and gives a graceful bow.
A carriage for Morley Manor shall be waiting for you in 3 days' time. I trust our discussion will bring about a satisfactory resolution for the two of us.
This is not right. This isn't Zayne. How do I explain this? As someone who is British, this is like an overly British accent, okay? Like, I'm British, yet I sound very American. And the reason for that is very simply just because of the way I speak. But it's also the fact that not only did I have American relatives, being like my uncle, but I do also have, I had some learning difficulties growing up, and it took me a while to pick up English, particularly. And then, of course, I went and married an American, being a Texan. That did not help my case. So my accent tends to dip into, like, the Bristolian and the American twang. So every time I speak to people, they can never pinpoint where my accent is from, which is very weird. And unfortunately, I hear it all the fucking time on the phones at work. It's been 2 weeks since I arrived at Morley Manor. Following Zayne's arrangements, Lady Hurlin and I have had several pleasant meetings at the manor, and things are going well. The only catch is that Zayne hasn't shown his face again after he introduced us on the first day. If I knew he'd vanished like this, I would have made up some excuse to join him in the capital.
A lady must be graceful at all times, even upon horseback. To properly ride side saddle is to display...
Concerned the pony might buck the noblewoman off her saddle, I carefully maintain a tight grip on the reins. My lady, please do get down. It will be easy to fall from that position. Lady Hurlin gives me a gentle smile.
How curious. You are the second person to advise me so. The first was... Zayne.
What a coincidence.
Indeed. You should talk to each other some more over the coming days. You might find you have much in common.
Is Zayne back? I thought he was still in the capital.
He returned just the day before yesterday. Though he may not be found too often at the manor, you are bound to see him sooner or later.
He returned but hasn't notified me. I haven't even seen him during mealtime. It looks like Zayne is trying to avoid me. Sensing my dejection, Lady Hurlin leans in and pats the back of my hand reassuringly.
Miss, the young are apt to let first impressions cloud their judgment, and fail to inquire further. For my part, I believe you will see each other differently after spending some more time together. And I have always noticed how the hand that first grabs the reins determines the course. Speaking of which, yesterday I heard the butler complain that Zayne's boots are perpetually muddied. I suspect he's been frequenting the neighboring farm.
Taking her hint, I grin and get on a grey pony. Thank you, my lady. Oh my god. Following Lady Hurlin's suggestion, I see a familiar figure at the edge of the farm. I pull my pony to a stop, lead it by the reins, and quietly creep up on him. I tap Zayne on his left shoulder while standing to his right. He turns, shifting his briefcase further behind his back. If you hadn't tried to hide that briefcase, I wouldn't have wondered what's inside.
Do you often pry into the affairs of others?
Yes. We were engaged for half a day. Isn't it cold to use the phrase others? Is your briefcase heavy? My pony can carry it for you.
I am obliged to you for the offer. Yet I fear your pony would not bear us both.
Oh, you want to ride with me? Before he can say no, I grab the briefcase and holster it onto the pony. It's heavier than I thought. Let's walk the rest of the way together. The manor isn't far.
Miss, you ought not to be here.
And you should still be in the capital. You took care of everything? Without missing a beat, Zayne steps out of the field. I quicken my pace to keep up.
Your curiosity regarding me knows no bounds.
Duh. That's because you've been acting mysterious. I was almost going to talk to your portrait and ask, Zayne on the wall, why have you returned only to watch other people's vegetables instead of seeing me at all?
If portraits were able to talk, I fear I would have more troubling matters to worry about. This farm forms part of my property in Keratin County. I have neither the time nor the inclination to manage someone else's estate.
I look across the field. Bright splashes of orange-red peek out from under the lush green leaves. Your property is a field of carrots?
It is only proper that I patronize our local produce.
I can't take this seriously. That's suspicious. Zayne is clearly hiding something. Oh god. He still hates carrots even in this bloody world. I don't even get why he doesn't like carrots. They don't taste of anything. Oh my goodness, I love them. But it will be extremely difficult to get an answer out of him. Using those long legs to his advantage, Zayne walks faster. Sensing his intent to leave me behind, I get on my pony and follow him. What's wrong, Zayne? Are you scared I'll catch up?
I do not generally contend on foot with one mounted on horseback.
However, his pace slows. It slows down a lot. After that day, Zayne still regularly heads out with his briefcase, but he's more careful about cleaning off his boots. And whenever he returns, a few more dishes with local produce will appear on the dining table. Carrot wine, roasted chicken with carrots, carrot pie. Even if you own a carrot field, it doesn't mean we need carrots at every meal. Carrot keeps... Oh god, carrot, fucking hell. Zayne keeps his eyes on his plate and calmly cuts a slice of honey carrot pie.
The villagers harvested them and offered them to me. To refuse would have been uncivil. If this does not suit your taste, we may dine apart.
That's not the point. I was trying to ask... Wait, did his preference change? Did his preferences change because we're in a movie? Zayne, do you even like carrots? That's a no. His silence tells me everything. It's a no. Strangely relieved, I tossed table manners aside and snatched the carrot cake from him. Carrots are in season for months. You'll get sick of them at this rate. If you're really going to eat all of them, at least let me share the burden. Zayne, still holding the knife, pauses. To my surprise, his face, which has been emotionless since we arrived in this world, now reveals the faintest hint of a smile. He slides an untouched plate of carrot stew toward me.
If it pleases you, you may have mine.
That's him going, okay, yeah, I agree. I'm going to get sick of carrots. Here, have all of them.
I do not presume to dictate what others sow in their fields. You, however, do ask a great many questions, yet without ever disclosing your purpose.
Well, look, listen, I just want to get to know my ex-fiancé a bit better, okay? Zayne's gaze is fixated on me as if he already knows what I'm thinking. But I want it to find out what he's been up to. I need to keep asking. I don't have any ulterior motives. The manor is too big and I'm bored by myself. I need someone to talk to.
So I am merely your novel pastime.
No. That's not what I meant. Think of it as us helping each other. Take me with you when you go out and I'll help you deal with the carrots.
A most generous offer. I am to take you sightseeing, and in exchange, you are to unburden me of my harvest.
Yeah, because you hate carrots. If there were a course on how to say no about being rude, Zayne could teach it. Just as I'm racking my brain for an emotional appeal, I feel something cool brush against the back of my hand. A glass of carrot juice has appeared at my side. Huh?
You offered to give a helping hand. Did you not?
Seeing that he's about to take the glass back, I grab Zayne's hand and chug the drink. Deal.
I had not intended that you should drink it all at once.
Think of it as proof of my resolve. Zayne, stop trying to push me away with your icy facade. It won't work on me. He looks surprised for a moment, and then his hand covers mine as I'm holding his wrist. I can feel his warmth. But he quickly regains composure and gently pries my hand from his.
Very well. I accept your offer.
Yeah, you bloody do. I can't take this seriously. Zayne kept his word. For the past few days, he has brought me along to all of the places he visits. He hasn't gone back to the farm, though. Instead, he does what nobles typically do. Horseback riding, archery, and drinking tea. Yep, because that's British. The only routine activity he never misses is visiting the library. Oh my god, he's got a monocule. Sunlight glides over the glittered crests on the brook's spines. Trying to look nonchalant, I tiptoe past the shelves and pluck out a book. Through the gap between the books, I can see Zayne at the desk. Wearing a monocle, he writes with utter concentration. He looks really handsome while wearing that. My admiring gaze lingers for too long. Suddenly, the eye behind the lens looks at me.
If you would avoid attracting notice, I advise picking a slimmer volume.
This is the one I want to read. Clutching the book, I sheepishly shuffle over to his desk. Seeing me sit opposite him, Zayne puts down his pen, removes the monocule, and places it on the desk.
Should curiosity prompt you, you may try it on.
What? No, I wasn't...
Pray excuse me.
How many voice lines do I reckon Ali is saved in this? Yes. His fingers shield my right eye, and a gentle warmth brushes against my brow. Something cool presses against my eye. The world is hazy for a moment. Only the warmth from Zayne comes into focus. It draws me in, and it makes me want to move closer.
Do not open your eyes too hastily. Otherwise, this is what will happen.
My vision returns, and I see the monocule has slipped into his palm. He puts the monocle back over his right eye and pushes a leather-bound book my way.
If not the monocle, perhaps it is these volumes that engage your interest.
Yes, exactly. I lower my head and pretend to flip through the pages. In disbelief, I flip through more. Wait, what language is this? Strange strokes form indecipherable characters on the page, which at least save me the effort of continuing to pretend.
You are most ambitious to begin the study of an ancient script with a medical treatise.
Oh my god. He pulls another volume from the neat stack on his desk and hands it to me.
Here is the translation, if you wish to consult it. It is not likely to be published anytime soon. You must content yourself with the manuscript.
Common Diseases and Prevention, translated by Zayne?
It is but a humble compilation of my own. Should you discover any errors, pray bring them to my notice.
It's alright, I never doubted your professional expertise. Zayne quirks a brow, but he doesn't ask why I'm so sure.
If that is all, I shall now continue my work.
The pen resumes its steady rhythm. I look at the pages Zayne's translated. The handwriting is neat. He's not a real doctor then, because the handwriting is never neat on a doctor. And the margins are brimming with concise notes and symbols. It's what he does. Welp, I'm gonna guess that's my husband. Okay, now husband is home and situated. Let's get this card finished. Even without his memories, and although he's not a doctor in this world, Zayne is still doing what he can. That's just who he is. The afternoon slips by. Lulled by the gentle scratches of his pen against paper, the words before me start to blur. When I look up again, we're sharing an ordinary afternoon in Lincoln City. Zayne is typing on his keyboard at his desk. I'm leaning against him and studying a mission report. Occasionally I'd show him something on my phone. When he stands, I reflexively grab the edge of his sleeve. Where are you going? The two worlds blur into one. Zayne adjusts his monocle and a small smile plays on his lips.
I had not expected my translation to prove so very soporific. What did you dream of?
The memory of the dream brings a smile to my face. It was a prophetic dream. I saw us in the future.
Indeed. And what was to be expected hereafter?
A lot of things. You're going to hopelessly fall in love with me, swear to stay by my side forever, write me 1,000 love poems and read them to me every day. Without warning, he leans in. He's so close that our breaths intermingle. My words die on my lips and I instinctively tilt my head up. I close my eyes as I lean toward him. We've done it so many times before. Zayne. His surprise only lasts a heartbeat. No pullbacks, composing himself. Then, he flicks my forehead. Ow! Zayne!
You say you knew what was to come. Why, then, did you remain still?
How dare he? Life settles into a peaceful rhythm, and the quiet undercurrents between Zayne and me continue unspoken. We set out together again today. I notice Zayne has his briefcase in hand. Under the bright midday sun, the small cottage by the fields smells like fresh grass. Inside, Zayne packs away the bandages and scissors, and then he places a bottle of medicinal powder on the table.
Keep out of the rain. Should you develop a fever, infuse this powder of willow bark in water and drink it.
Mr. Zayne, we have little with which to repay your kindness. Pray accept these sweet cakes.
Oh, cakes? Yes.
Very well. But do take greater care with that sickle. I shall not attend you a second time.
We spent the afternoon visiting houses. Zayne treats each patient with the same care and patience. After treating the last patient, he closes his briefcase and leads me out of the cottage. A warm breeze drifts across the fields. He casually deposits a basket of grateful offerings into my arms. So this is your field research?
You may say so. The subjects of my research happen to be remarkably talkative.
Zayne, has anyone ever told you that you'd make a great doctor?
You have.
I wait for him to continue. He doesn't. Am I the only one?
Whence arises this sudden interest?
Well, because... look at you. You're wealthy enough to buy a manor and give it to me like it's the head of a lettuce. You can do whatever you want. Or nothing at all. But you're trekking to all these houses under scorching sun to help patients who can't afford sending for a physician. The only explanation I can come up with is that you genuinely enjoy it. Zayne neither denies nor agrees. He just smiles.
You believe acting without regard to my expenses must imply some sort of enjoyment.
That's right.
And you have been accompanying me on such a long journey since the break of dawn. Does it mean?
Zayne stops as if taken aback by what he's about to say. He looks away, his lips pressed into a thin line. What were you about to say? We keep walking. Then I slowly realise that Zayne's position in this world comes with its own chains. In this era, medicine isn't considered a respectable pursuit for someone of noble birth. Aristocrats aren't expected to toil in public. Choosing this profession would be seen as peculiar. Zayne, you're keeping this from the others because you hate dealing with gossip, right?
More or less so, yes.
He easily admitted it. Then, what if there were a world where you could follow your heart and become an incredible doctor? You'd study medicine as a professional and use your skills to change countless lives. Would you want to go back to... go to this world?
It appears as though you mean to carry me off.
I was just thinking, I know a doctor in that world. He's the best.
That is quite a high recommendation. I should very much like to make his acquaintance.
I laughed, the basket wobbling in my arms. I'm sure you will someday. Aww. The trail through the fields narrows. We're walking shoulder to shoulder. Every now and then his arm brushes against mine. The brief warmth disappears as quickly as it appears, but it lingers in my mind. The quiet stretches on. Amid the rustling of clothes and grass, Zayne breaks the silence.
Perhaps I merely wish to be certain that the choices I make are indeed my own, and not just the consequences of a perceived duty. Whether it be in tending the sick, in translating old volumes, or even in the matter of our engagement at first.
What?
I have reflected upon it for some time, and I believe you ought to know.
Know what? He slows his pace and turns to me, his expression solemn.
I will speak plainly. I now see you in a different light. Yet, I do not regret annulling our engagement. You are clever, witty, and exceedingly fair. Such qualities as these might win a heart with uncommon expedition. You possess a vision and a path manifestly different from those who see marriage as the main purpose of this earthly life. It is meet that you choose the right person for yourself, rather than letting another determine what is best for you.
His words sound like compliments, but I can sense the distance he's creating. Feeling uneasy, I blurt out a rebuttal. How would you know what's right for me? The words were barely out before I wish I could take them back. I know it's not the right way of asking a question if I truly want an answer. I lower my gaze and see Zayne has clenched his hand as if he's holding himself back.
I know because I saw how your eyes lit up when you spoke of that physician.
You are the physician, you idiot!
That is why your future ought not to be bound by an engagement made for you beforehand.
But I never had those thoughts you speak of. My words make Zayne's steps falter for a moment, but he doesn't stop. All these things you say seem to be for my own sake, the same as how you broke off my engagement. But do you know what I want now? A breeze rolls through the field, rippling the grass between us.
I cannot answer that with certainty, miss. Yet I do attempt to use my discernment.
Oh, he's killing me. You're the one I want, Zayne, for fuck's sake! Zayne and I still see each other often, but ever since that day, the relationship between us has become delicate and strained. When Lady Hurlin visits Morley Manor again, she notices the tension.
I haven't seen you in a while. I thought everything would be going swimmingly between you two, yet it seems not to be the case.
Under her kind yet piercing gaze, I can't hide my feelings anymore. I decide to pour out all of my troubles from the last few days. I thought I made it obvious, but but he still acts as if I need to explore my options and choose what's best for myself. I'm not picking cabbages in a field. A thoughtful look crosses her face as she taps my arm with her fan.
Pray leave this matter to me, miss. The social season is drawing near in the capital. If you are to make your debut at the ball, you must have a partner with whom to practice.
We're gonna dance with Zayne. Our palms meet, our steps intertwine, and the unspoken tension between us rises and falls with the rhythm. Zayne, do you like dancing?
I may, depending on who happens to be my partner. One may always plead an aversion to dancing as a polite refusal to an unwelcome invitation.
It sounds like you're an expert at declining invitations.
They say that practice makes perfect. To refuse demands practice as well. Come, try declining my invitation to dance.
I don't think that's necessary.
If you do not practice beforehand, then at the ball.
The ball?
Lady Herlin informed me that you are looking forward to the ball that will be held in the capital, and that you've been preparing rather earnestly.
Noticing the faint displeasure in his voice, I move closer as we dance. I look up at him and spin. Is that so? Do you want me to go? His steps falter slightly, and his grip on my hand tightens.
Were I to say no, would you indeed give it up?
A crack beneath the frozen surface has finally appeared. The doubt in my heart gives way to certainty. Now's the time to press my advantage. Didn't you say I shouldn't be confined to this place? So I thought about it. If I go to the capital, I'll see a bigger world and meet more promising young gentlemen. Maybe one of them will give me an even grander estate. Maybe someone will buy me a Carrollton country in its entirety. He pulls me even closer, his hand resting firmly on my waist.
Is that all you seek in a lifetime companion?
Well, he should at least be better than my ex-fiancé. Otherwise, what was the point of ending that engagement? The music fills the sudden silence. We continue to turn around each other slowly. Neither of us speaks. Just as I think we'll dance like this until the end.
As soon as you had received my portrait, you expressed a wish to break off our engagement. May I ask why?
I'm at a loss for words. The truth is, I had no idea back then that my fiancé was Zayne. I'm still scrambling for an excuse when Zayne asks another question.
Did you find my appearance disagreeable?
Oh, fuck no! Absolutely not. You are ravishing. I stare at his face. He's so close that I can count his eyelashes. I take a deep breath. Zayne, I swear you are going to drive me insane. Insane. What can I say? 2 weeks later, the capital. I step down from the carriage and look back at Zayne. He doesn't move. Ha! Damn! Aren't you coming in with us?
I must return several volumes to the public library. We must part here.
What if I find a better dance partner tonight? Maybe there'll be some Mr. Zayne or Mr. Zayne.
Then he must secure a carriage of his own.
Lady Herlin calls for me. I hesitate for a moment before walking into the banquet hall. He didn't want to annul it, really. Banquets in the capital are nothing like the ones in Carrollton County. They're dazzling, blasphemous, and lavish to the extreme. Lady Herlin lives up to her reputation as a darling of high society. The moment she appears, a crowd of young ladies flock to her side. I slip away to a quieter corner and find my mind wandering back to Zayne. We can't keep tiptoeing around each other forever.
May I have the honor of standing up with you for the first dance this evening, miss?
My thoughts are interrupted. I stare at the hand extended toward me, but all I can think of is the one who practiced with me. I shake my head firmly. I'm sorry, but I don't like dancing. I turn to leave, only to see Zayne standing behind me. He's holding out his hand.
Were another gentleman to ask you, would your answer be any different?
Weren't you going to return the books to the library?
A matter of greater consequence detained me. Miss, this evening is more than a mere occasion for merriment. It marks your entrance into high society. A polite smile or a courteous nod may be misconstrued as eagerness to accept a gentleman's advances.
I appreciate the advice, Mr. Zayne, but I do know how to socialize. No, I
I'm
don't.
not doubting the acuity of your discernment. However, accepting a stranger's hand during the ball is often enough to kindle idle tongues. I suspect even Lady Herlin neglected to caution you on this point.
I haven't thought of that. Maybe it's because Zayne really is the only person I've spent time with here. I almost forgot how different the customs and social norms are in this world compared to Lincoln.
I wish for you to feel entirely at liberty to follow your own heart. Yet, I would also hope not to see you in trouble.
Why didn't you just tell me not to attend the ball?
To forbid your attendance would itself be but another restraint upon your liberty.
Oh my god, Zayne, please. So you really aren't worried about me choosing someone else, are you? A new melody fills the air. Oh! This reminds me of the wedding banner. Oh! Zayne still hasn't let go of my hand.
Well then, have you another gentleman in view for the next dance?
After returning from the capital, Zayne and I finally settle into our most comfortable rhythm. Riding through the countryside together, having afternoon tea, bickering over the weather or who gets the extra treacle tart. Everything is calm and peaceful. We can let the days slip through our fingers without being rushed by shrouds or musts. But after a long period of leisure, a nagging thought begins to pop up more often. I still don't know how to return to Lincoln City. A few days later, a letter from the Rosses breaks the spell. The Rosses need me to handle certain matters. I'll be gone for a few days. While I'm there, I can grab that strange book from the study and show it to Zayne.
I happen to need to retrieve from the capital documents relating to the transfer of the manor. This should take about 4 or 5 days.
I suppose we'll be saying goodbye again.
It will be but a brief separation. Morley Manor will remain in its usual place. We'll be having afternoon tea at this table again before long.
Once I'm back at the Ross residence, I take the chance to visit the study. The moment I step inside, I sense that same magnetic fluctuation again from before. Before leaving for Morley Manor, I tried everything to get that book to respond to me. Nothing worked, so I left it here. Good thing I didn't forget it. I follow the sensation and take the book off the shelf. I open it and lower my voice. I know you can hear me. Zayne and I have been stuck here for months. When can we go back? Seconds pass in silence. Then a huge force surges from the book. The pages flip violently. I slam one hand down to keep it from closing and grab a nearby candlestick with the other. I don't know if you're afraid of fire, but if my hand slips... The pages shudder even harder. Ink bleeds across the blank paper, slowly weaving itself into words. The story ends when you completely change it. Completely change it? What does that mean? Stunned, I stand there. The ending of the movie replays in my mind. 2 people passed by each other by, married someone else, and said their final goodbye on a misting morning. Does that mean the story will only end if we make completely different choices from the characters in the movie? Whew! Carrying the book, which is now blank, I have more unanswered questions as I return to Morley Manor. Zayne and I have been getting along quite well lately, but I still don't know his actual opinion of our relationship. Afternoon sunlight streams through the curtains and spills across the tea table. The soft clink of a silver spoon against porcelain pulls me from my
Miss,
thoughts.
A great many young men have inquired after you since the last ball.
Fuck. But
none compare with Zayne. Is that right?
Lady Herlin's voice is soft, but her words cut to the point. I find myself looking away.
After the engagement was annulled, he was worried you might be treated unfairly upon entering high society. So he pulled quite a few strings to smooth things over for you. I had not planned to vacation in Carrollton County. He had to insist thrice before I at last consented.
He never told me any of that.
Actions, my dear, are often more eloquent than words. But he has been holding his tongue for a good while now. I fear we shall have to resort to more extraordinary means.
I scoot closer to Lady Hurlin, eager to hear more. We're gonna have to go see someone else to make him jealous, aren't we? The next day, the manor is already bustling at dawn. The loud neighbouring of horses outside wakes me. After quickly refreshing up, I hurry downstairs and run towards the portico. Mist has condensed into streaks on the hallway's windows. The air is carrying the damp chill of early autumn. The lit candlesticks on the wall sconces cast flickering shadows. I turn the corner and almost bump into Zayne. When we lock eyes, I can almost see a soft light bloom across his shoulders. He's cloaked in the glimmering golden mist. Zayne!
Good morning, miss.
How was the weather in the capital?
Mostly nice. The sky was occasionally overcast.
All the paperwork has been completed?
Yes, there were no issues at all.
The music. Yeah, this is the wedding banner. Oh! My gaze falls to the familiar briefcase at his feet, and it all makes sense. You were busy with other things.
It was my intention to return early.
The air around us feels warmer. I wait in silence. But Zayne stays composed as ever. He's the epitome of a reserved, polite nobleman. Even the amusement in his eyes is carefully kept in check. You tend to stop yourself when you're halfway through a sentence.
That is because you have always managed to discern the rest for yourself.
Maybe I'll stop guessing from now on.
If that is the case, I shall endeavor to be a tad more loquacious moving forward.
He effortlessly deflected my comment again. I clench and unclench my hand on the fabric of my dress. I'm not letting him go so easily. I'm tired of waiting for your next time. I want you to say it now. Mr. Zayne, you're almost perfect. But unfortunately, you have one flaw that's impossible to ignore.
Do enlighten me.
I look up and my gaze meets Zayne's. You never say the words I want to hear the most.
Oh?
You keep saying you want me to have choices. That you want to give me a way out. But sometimes if the path you offer seems endless, the person you care for might just run and never look back. Before he can respond, I hitch up my skirts and sprint towards the manor gates. This music always makes me emotional. Oh.
Stop.
No! Worst possible timing! Fuming! Right, I'm gonna get back into the account. One tick. Okay, we're back. Thank God. Come on, Zayne.
Stop.
Hmm?
Miss,
Oh,
I believe we must clear up some matters between us.
I love him.
Pray allow me a moment.
Mr. Zayne, you can let go now.
I beg your pardon. I have been too hasty. I always thought I ought to be more prudent in discussing such matters with you.
Come on, do it. Come on.
I
seems a little nervous. Oh, he's so anxious. Hey, it's okay. You think I'm gonna reject you, stupid? If you have nothing else to say, I'll take my leave. Oh.
Pray forgive me.
Oh.
Pray forgive me for coming here. I do not mean to press you for an answer. Yet if I were not to speak up now, I would risk losing the most precious opportunity of my life. I hastened to conclude my business and returned earlier than I had intended because I...
I'm not crying anymore.
I wish to renew our engagement.
Oh. Good job, Lady Halson, getting us together playing matchmaker. Love it. 5 months later. Good thing the rain cleared up in time.
The weather has been very favorable on our first outing.
Oh.
I would rather sit beside you today.
I still can't believe it didn't wait for you.
Consider it a reminder to a certain married lady. Your departure hardly accords with good manners. Will you not turn away from me this time?
Oh, that face. Ah! I'll be following my heart.
I am honored, my lady.
This is such a good banner. Oh my god, I'm trying not to cry. Ah! Tears get back in my body. At some point, the mist gathers once more. It washes away the colours before me until everything melts into white. The sound of the wind, the creaking of the wheels, Zayne's soft whispers in my ear. They fade away one at a time. The movie's world has reached its conclusion. A page turns to welcome our reality. Some stories end here, while others are just beginning. And I know for a fact, even if destiny pulls two souls apart, a determined heart will chart a course that circles back, guiding them to each other time and again. Three months later. Gentle light filters into the study. It's so quiet that only the tapping on the keyboard can be heard. On this rare day off, I'm in Zayne's arms and enjoying the peace and quiet as he finishes his work. After returning to Lincoln City, it feels as though we have been gone for a lifetime. We tried to find that mysterious midnight movie theatre again, but when we got there, all we found was a cinema that had been abandoned for years. Maybe life was getting too monumentous, so the universe decided to throw us a curveball. Zayne, it's probably because you're working too much.
I like how that's coming from a hunter who's always busy keeping Lincoln safe.
Look, listen, I got jobs to do, okay? Everything that happened in the movie theatre became one of the city's many unsolved mysteries, and a memory we'll never forget. But I still can't help but wonder. I scoot closer to Zayne and peek at the email on the screen. It's from a publishing editor. Mr. Zayne, thank you for joining our ancient medical text translation project as a specialist. Ever since we returned from Carleton County, Zayne has developed a keen interest in translating medical texts from all around the world. The ancient script from the movie doesn't exist in our world, yet. How can someone learn to read ancient languages in 3 months?
I can only read a little so far. That's why I'm merely a medical consultant, not a translator.
Please don't take on any more new jobs. If you come to think of it, staying in Carleton County wasn't too bad, was it? At least a certain workaholic got to see what it's like to have nothing to do.
Oh? I seem to recall someone being desperate to leave at first.
That reminds me. I've been meaning to ask him something. I always assumed I was the one who changed the course of that story. Yet Zayne, even without his memories, still made a choice that the movie's protagonist would have never made when he met me. Why were you so determined to call off the engagement when we first met? Did I leave a terrible first impression?
It was the opposite, actually.
His strong arms hold me as he leans in. His gaze holds the warmest tint of happiness that I haven't seen in a while.
When I first saw you at the Ross's estate, I thought how happy it would be if we could cast aside rank, fortune, and every other distinction. And if this young lady might choose me entirely of her own accord.
British Zayne is gonna live in my head rent-free for a couple of months, I can guarantee, but oh my god, that was so good, adorable. Oh! Right, next we got Caleb and Xavier. I don't have those cards and neither does my friend yet, so I will let you guys know if we're gonna have any problems with that. If needs be, I'll do a reaction to it maybe, or we'll figure something out, don't worry. But let me know which was your favorite card from these ones, because this is so good. I'm like, how did Infold pull this off? Oh, and the wedding banner music. You can't throw that banner at me because it always gets me emotional. Oh, wonder what they're going to pull after this. Wait. Surely they wouldn't bring our main story update, right?